Is it recognizing your face but not recognizing that I have a face? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, this camera knows where its bread is buttered.
And now your face isn't being recognized.
Well, it's important that the guest's face be in focus. I'm here with DJ DEMERS, who is guest number 10 on the Buttpod. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
How did it go?
Oh, it was good. I need some time to reflect on it.
Yeah.
But
let's do that now.
Immediate post-mortem, I think we got into some good stuff. It got a little dark there when we talked about how...
Yeah, it gets a little dour at the end. Well, here, once you bring in murdering infants into a podcast...
that sounds a lot darker than... You need context to know. We were talking about the Chinese government stealing the chosen Dalai Lama and then murdering him.
Somehow that puts raspberries and rainbows on it. Oh, hang on. Oliver wants out.
Oliver! This guy, you'd think he's new to showbiz or something. Oh, it's because his mommy came home. He still calls her mommy. He needs to grow up.
He's only 9. Do you have any pets?
I don't right now, no.
Have you ever had pets?
Grew up with a dog and a cat, Misty and Taffy. Misty was a poodle. Misty actually could sort change. So put the dimes over there, nickels over there, quarters over there.
This is big talk. She's passed on, so I can't verify that. I can't follow up this story.
We actually knew that her brain was kind of going on her when the change stopped being sorted properly.
How did this come to pass that you found out you had a dog that could sort change?
Well, I think we got her.
Not that I'm buying this for a second.
It's one of those things too where like I remember that she could do that, but I almost feel like maybe if I asked my parents, they would say, no, you imagine that.
Yeah.
So you're right to be skeptical. But I think we got her from somebody else who had trained her to sort change for whatever purposes he needed a dog to sort change
Like
for.
a money laundering dog? This is like a Disney movie, like a mobster gets a dog, falls in love with his dog, teaches it how to launder money.
That's adorable.
Hey, Disney, if you're listening to this, don't pinch my ideas.
And make no mistake, they are listening.
You live down in the States now,
I
where
do.
it's quite a political circus going on down there.
Yeah, it is. Still very easy to ignore. That's the thing you learn. I was a little more engaged, and maybe this isn't the right way to handle it, but I've become disengaged recently. I've realized no matter how many times I tweet that this senator did this or the president did this, I'm not making any change, so why try? So I've just become very apathetic as of late, and it feels great. You know, gun sales are actually down right now. They're calling it the Trump slump because gun sales went up during Barack, like I'm on a first name basis with him, you know, Barry. They went up during Obama because everyone was afraid that they were going to take away their gun right. And now everybody knows Trump's so pro-gun that they don't feel the need to rush out and buy guns. So there's a Trump slump happening in the gun industry right now.
So if Trump gets impeached, it's really going to be because of the NRA. The NRA decided they need to sell more guns.
Yeah.
They got to get somebody anti-NRA in there, anti-gun rights, to fire up the base to get people buying guns. This is how it all works. Maybe I could run things. Absolutely.
You could actually run for prime minister.
I don't know about that.
I'd vote for you.
If I won any manner of elected office in this country, I would lose faith in Canada. If I got elected to be in charge of anything.
What would your platform be, you know?
Just relax. That would be my platform. That's not a bad platform.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Shut out.
Jeez. That'd be my on a little button. Jeez. How about you? What would be your political platform? That's not really a platform so much as a slogan. I figure if you get a slogan, then a platform will somehow come underneath your feet at some point.
Yeah, the slogan is what you start with. People don't want to hear much more than one little soundbite anyway.
Yeah.
I would say...
It could just be go straight bribery, like free fudge for everybody, that kind of thing.
That's not a bad idea. It's like the $1 beer that Doug Ford ran on.
Yeah.
NHL legends will visit you at your birthday party. When I'm prime minister,
man,
hockey legends, if it's not your 16th birthday.
That's some fantastic pandering to the base. Who am I running for leader of here? Canadians? All right. Yeah. NHL legends will come to your home.
Right? That's not a bad idea. Dougie Gilmore will be at your birthday party.
I had a fantastic moment one time. Nancy and I were in Toronto doing some corner gas promo or something like that. and we went to a restaurant, had lunch, and then as we were leaving, I hear someone go, "Hey, Brent." And I turn around, it's Doug Gilmore. I know him as the captain of the Leafs,
He's
you know.
the killer.
And he knew who I was from the show, and like, hey, so I went over and we chatted for a bit.
Really? Did you like admonish him for calling you Brent? You don't know me.
Just walked, just backhanded him.
Show a little respect to the future Prime Minister of Canada. By the way, I need you to go to a couple birthday parties for me.
Yeah, you don't know this yet, but I've signed you up for some stuff. I played against Wendell Clark when I was a kid, because we're both from small town Saskatchewan, and we played in the tournament. My town, Tisdale, played against Kelvington, where he's from, and he scored 10 goals against me. I was the goalie.
Really?
He scored 10 goals. He scored all Kelvington's goals, but it was pretty clear. Yeah, well, I wore the pads.
That explains a lot. Goalies are weird.
Oh yeah?
You know what? You aren't as weird as I would think you would be now that I know you're a goalie.
Yeah, I'm pretty tame for a goalie.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a pretty straight shooter.
Goalies have some weird superstitions. That was the thing in the locker room, the change room in hockey. It was always the goalies doing the weirdest stuff before a game. Do you do anything before you go on stage?
Check my fly just before, as I'm getting introduced. So I was just a little quick check, make sure the fly's up. But I think that's just practical. I don't think that's like a superstition or anything.
I don't want to get too graphic, but
come on, it's YouTube, man. Light it up.
It's
the internet. Anything goes.
I forgot to pack underwear, so I've been commando this whole weekend. And last night I almost went on stage with my fly undone, and I checked, and I was like, oh, but that wouldn't have been like showing my underwear. That would have been
the real deal.
Yeah. So.
Are you sitting here right now, commando? Like, there's nothing that would have stopped you from getting a proper pair of briefs at a local haberdasher here in Vancouver.
You get your briefs from a haberdasher?
I don't know.
You know what's funny is I forgot to pack my socks and my underwear.
And you went and bought socks.
I went and bought socks.
But you're like, I think we're seeing a little inside the mind of DJ DEMERS here.
I just feel like commando's not that big of a deal. Socks, I'm getting blisters. It's a whole different thing.
You don't blister up down there? Well, that's good news.
A little bit of chapstick, you're good to go.
A little talc down there.
You feel like you're sitting too close to me now that you know I'm commando?
A little bit. It shouldn't bother me as much as it is. As much as it clearly is. Now I want to go back and look at that Instagram stripper pole thing again. If you see a DJ on Instagram, DJ DEMERS, I'll put the little @ on there, @DJ DEMERS. You can see him swinging around his stripper pole. Just tell the folks how that came to be.
Yeah, I got an Airbnb in Vancouver, and I walked in, beautiful apartment right near Gashtown. Big stripper pole right in the middle of the living room. And you know what? I feel like I'm not utilizing it enough. Like, I've swung around on it a couple times, but I feel like I should have some people over.
Put on a show.
Yeah.
I thought you just meant like utilize it more throughout the day. Like you're dangling upside down, holding with your legs, eating a bowl of cereal.
It's very hard. It's given me a newfound respect for strippers. I already respected them a lot, but now...
Yeah, there's more strength than you would think would be required.
Crazy amount of strength.
There's a lot of there's some parallels. I shouldn't say a lot, but there are definitely some parallels between stripping and stand-up. I noticed that in the early days, you started much later than me, but in the early days, in the late 80s when I started, sometimes you'd have to go play strip clubs. You would do stand-up in strip clubs where you're the polar opposite of what they want, you know? So it was a tough way to get laughs. You learn from hanging out with the strippers afterwards, you know, when the night's wrapped up, at the end of the night, everyone's having a drink or whatever, and you talk about road stories and stuff like that. There are some similarities.
So you're just hanging out with the strippers after?
Yeah.
Is that as titillating as it sounds?
Not really, because it's a real, you know, work environment.
Yeah.
And I was always from, I don't know what it is, maybe low self-esteem or something. I always just assume whatever woman I'm with has no interest in having sex with me at all. And so that really takes a lot of the pressure off. Women have always had to really get very obvious if they had any interest in me. Because I always go into it with the assumption that, well, hell, I wouldn't have sex with me.
Even your brain hanging out with strippers, your brain didn't go down that, because you've just seen them perform a kind of sexual act. You didn't go a bit more down the road.
Yeah, but I'm aware enough to get the context of what's going on. If it was just me and her, and it was in a bar that wasn't a strip club, and she was dancing just for me, I'd be like, hang on, I think she might be warm to my form. But you know,
you get it.
Whether
you know
if I wasn't there, she would still be doing this.
Where's Brent? I can't do this.
I'm not doing this unless Brent gets here.
I'm a typical male buffoon where, like, I'll assume the stripper likes me. Where I'm like, no, she's acting different.
She's got a little something. I can see it in her eye.
I'm like that even with like waitresses or bartenders. You know,
Really?
it's like they're like refilling my water. I'm like, all right.
She can't give me enough water. This one.
Giving me the special treatment over here.
She must know I'm commando right now. So anyway, we talked about many more things, not just his junk. We talked about a lot of stuff, DJ and I, on the episode 10 of the Buttpod, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you, Brent.
Having you on.
Thanks for having me.
Happy travels. Where to next? Oh, he's just going back.
Going back to LA and
LA.
then Montreal.
LA and Montreal.
And then Toronto.
It's
so
bad,
if you're in Montreal,
bad routing.
yeah.